Hi everybody, I'm Jerry Paul and I'm an indie author, and today we're going to be talking about reviews. This is something I'm sure many people have talked about, but I thought I would throw my hat into the ring with a different kind of spin on things. As I'm sure you're aware, authors thrive on reviews. It's one of those questions that gets asked every time I do questions from readers. So why do they matter and how do you get them? Let me break it down for you. Number one, why do they matter? Reviews are a way for people to look at a book to see if it's something they might enjoy. Because of that, a book with no reviews can be passed over even if they love the blurb and the cover and all of the rest. On top of that, a lot of promotional sites will want a certain star rating, average, or a certain number of reviews, even before they will work with the author. This applies to both indie and traditional because a lot of the time it's the author themselves doing the marketing for their book. Reviews can have a direct impact on sales and who buys what. They can be something that helps the author get noticed and the algorithms on places like Amazon to pick up that this book is a good thing that a reader should know about. And that is really why they matter. It's why they have such a big impact on authors and why so many will ask for reviews at some point in their work. A lot of the time it doesn't even have to be pages, it can be a simple star rating and a line or two, whatever works for you. But despite what people may think, reviews do matter. They are a big tool when used to help with marketing and everything that goes with it. I know it gets annoying when it feels like you're being asked for reviews left, right and centre, but there is a reason for that. Now the majority of people just don't leave reviews for every book they read. I know I don't, but I do always leave a star rating on Goodreads. So for a lot of authors, it's that nose to the grindstone and wanting to find the right audience who will also give them the blessed reviews that they so craved. But what does that help when it comes to finding people to give reviews? And now that I've explained why they matter, let me move on to what I do to help in bringing reviews both organically and targeted. Number 2, start small. I know this sounds like a cliche or something, but I have a reasoning for this. The last thing you want to do is overwhelm yourself or stretch yourself too thin. Depending on how you go about it, you will be emailing copies or sending out paperbacks, and that can all add up postage wise. There are a number of resources that will help you with this. The two I use most are the book Robin Hoods and StoryAd, both of which are linked below. They're both excellent resources that can connect you with readers and bloggers and all of that. But one part of the step is that you will have to do the work. There is no point joining and putting your books out there and just expecting the reviews to roll in. Because a lot of the time, readers, unless they've had an amazing experience or a terrible one, they just won't review a book. It's not a bad thing, it's just something that doesn't occur to them. So be prepared to do the legwork. You need to be reaching out and making your own connections, and with those connections making sure that you reach the right people. StoryAd is great for this as it will let you search the database for certain bloggers like young adult, and through that you can make sure you connect with the right people. But it will be time consuming and that's all a part of it. Which leads to number 3, personalize. It feels like something that shouldn't have to be said, but yet here it is. This is another part where you're going to have to do some work. And there's no escaping it. Unless you have a PA, which some writers do, you need to be doing a lot of this yourself. Think about it. When you receive an email, do you read it if it's a template that's been sent to hundreds of other people? I know personally that when someone asks for a book of mine, if they can name it, if they can address me by name, then I'm more likely to approve it and read the email in full. Book bloggers, readers, they get a lot of emails a day wanting their time. So if you can't spend that time looking at their site or their interests or finding their name, then you're pretty much saying that you're not interested in them as a person, which is a big way to turn people off saying yes. So do the work, check out their blog, give them a follow, read their posts, actually engage with them without seeing them as some kind of machine that will pump out your review. Be respectful of them and they will be of you. It sounds simple and it also sounds like a lot of hard work, but you wrote a book. That was hard work too, and you managed it. So when you make sure that when you're reaching out, you can give them some idea of who you are, but also that you know who they are. StoryAd is a great resource for this because they will also help you write the message with a template, but make sure you don't just send the template, be a human being and treat them with the same kindness. Even if they say no to that project, you can always approach again and they are more likely to remember and possibly say yes in future if you've treated them like a human being. And number 4, be patient. Tying in with the personalizing of your message, be aware that, as I said, they will get a whole heap of messages a day. That makes it hard for them to respond to every single one, even if that response is a simple no thanks. So when it comes to expecting a message back, it can be something that takes time. Nothing happens fast in the book world, and even when they say yes, that doesn't mean that it's a quick turnaround. I do book reviews on my blog, and it still means that I'm usually booked up for a few months and need time to actually read the book and fit it into my TBR. Even when you factor in posting times, it can still be something that takes weeks, if not months, and that's perfectly normal too. So while you may be desperate for this review to come through, it will take its time. And if you need it by a certain date, say for ARC readers, then make sure you give them plenty of time to actually read the book, because that's only fair. Otherwise you're just making it harder than it needs to be for you and the reader. So remember to plan in advance, and remember to be patient with book bloggers and readers alike. You all want the same thing, so just bite down the urge to email several times a week, because it will not help and it will probably piss them off. I know it would me. And finally, number 5, be respectful. I feel like this is another thing that shouldn't have to be said, but yet I'm saying it. But along with personalizing your message, you need to be respectful of a reader. Like, say someone says on their blog that they don't like a certain genre, which happens to be the very genre you write. Don't assume your book is different. Don't get artsy if they ask for trigger warnings. Don't treat them badly if they say your book is not their thing. And don't ever badmouth them if they give you a review that you don't like. Don't really need to explain why. I feel like it should be obvious, but I've seen too many authors behaving badly to know that someone should be saying this stuff. So yes, be respectful and be aware that you're asking for their time. Be nice about it, just don't be a dick and everything will be fine. So there we have it, my how-to on reviews. Reviews are something that every author needs to find, and all of that, and basically those are my 5 steps to getting them and making connections within the reader world. Sometimes you will come across a blogger that says yes and doesn't follow through, but that's to be expected. It happens. Sometimes commitments come in, and that's okay. Just don't be a dick about it and move on. So that's all I've got time for today. If you want to support my channel, you can comment or subscribe. I post new videos on Thursdays. You can find me all over social media, and my books are available everywhere. And don't forget to pre-order Dying Thoughts 8th Ending, and if you do pre-order, don't forget to pick up the swag. All the links to which are listed below. Thanks for watching, and remember to keep writing. Bye.